What's up, you guys? Eric here, fitness phenom, doing something a little different. So I often get asked, how do I train, what my training looks like, what my splits are, or whatever the case may be. So I'm gonna break that down for you guys, how I train, what I do, what I incorporate, and the different things I kind of sprinkle in and I add throughout the year. So I always have a base, and that base is primarily strength, meaning I emphasize strength training every single week, almost no matter what it is that I'm training for, whether I have a competition coming up, calisthenics competition, or whatever the case may be. I'm always incorporating the big three powerlifting into my training. Big three being back squats or a squat variation, that could be back squats or front squats. Bench press, typical flat bench press, and then some type of pulling, which could be deadlifts, whether conventional or trap bar deadlifts, something to that effect. So I'm always squatting, I'm always bench pressing, I'm always deadlifting. Excuse the background noise, we're in Union Square out here in New York City. As Union Square, the farmer's market out here. I'm gonna walk through the city as I film this video.
Yeah, we're friendly.
But yeah, so I always have that as the base of my training, right? Squat, bench, deadlift, and sometimes throughout the year I'll incorporate other type of barbell movements. That can be something like power cleans. You guys seen me compete in Olympic weightlifting. If you haven't, scroll back, watch the videos on my channel. I actually have powerlifting and Olympic weightlifting competitions up on my channel for those who are curious about how much I lift or how much I bench or whatever the case may be. Yeah, so I'll incorporate power cleans, I'll incorporate pen lay rows, snatches, barbell movements you don't typically see done at traditional gyms, but have great benefits, great carryover for explosive output and strength, right? So squat, bench, deadlift, occasionally throwing in some power cleans, some pen lay rows, some snatches, and its variations, right? And that's basically year round. So I'll incorporate that strength training week to week, month to month, year to year. That doesn't really change. Obviously the sets and the reps and the format of that will change, but the movement itself, themselves do not. Then I have my calisthenics training. So for calisthenics, again, that's done weekly. How often I do them per week all depends again on what I'm training for. That can be just about every single day. You know, we're looking at 4, 5, 6 days a week. Or it can be done a little more minimally, again, depending on what it is that I'm training for. 2 or 3 days a week, but nonetheless, I do it occasionally every single week. That can be high volume, that can be weighted. Like today, for example, I did some, right before this video, I did some weighted pull-ups and weighted dip superset. And that was actually the entirety of my workout. I did quite a few sets, hitting heavy dips, hitting heavy pulls, the opposite of high volume training. So you guys see my videos where I'm hitting hundreds and hundreds of reps, but I also work on the strength component of calisthenics. So like lower volume, lower reps, but adding weight, right? I have a dip belt and I add weight to the dips, I add weight to the pull-ups. You can even add weight to push-ups depending if you know how to set that up correctly. And just adding that load to get stronger on those lifts, and it has carryover to your reps, right? Your numbers will improve as well because of that. Right? And that's always more or less been a staple of my training for the past decade plus. Weighted pull-ups and weighted dips. Right? Starting to drizzle out here a little bit. Cloudy day today. But yeah, so I have my strength training, I have my calisthenics training, and then I always finish off typically with some type of conditioning, or even some type of skill work, right? Conditioning meaning simple enough, I can like go for a run, right? So like a 5K run or a 10K run or something to that effect. So I work the cardiovascular system. Sometimes I do what I call cardio calisthenics. You guys seen a variation of that on my YouTube, where I'm hitting higher volumes on a clock, so the intensity increases and it increases the heart rate. Or sometimes I'm doing something like, you know, some type of like hybrid training, strength and conditioning, or conditioning rather, like that, something that includes like the bike or a rower or a ski erg, and I might do that or hit that with another movement or something to that effect, almost like CrossFit WOD style. And typically that could be a little longer, almost kind of like Hyrox training, if you will. You guys probably have seen that in my channel as well, right? So yeah, that can be with some type of machine or running. Excuse this train that's coming through right now under us, New York City. And that's essentially the meat and potatoes of my training. Now when it comes to skills, I like to throw in skills just because it makes training fun. It changes things up a little bit, and of course you acquire some skills, you learn some things, right? Calisthenics wise, that can be like handstands, handstand push-ups or handstand holds, handstand walks, levers, or whatever the case may be. I'm a big fan of handstands, so I throw those in a lot. Go over here. But it can also be some type of art, right? So I used to fight, most of you guys know that. I used to box, I used to do Jiu-Jitsu, a little bit of Muay Thai. I recently got back into Muay Thai, and I've been training some Muay Thai, I've been training some Jiu-Jitsu. So getting back into martial arts, getting back into the fight world, if you will. Just training at the moment. But basically getting that in, acquiring those skills. Again, just because it makes training fun. Spices things up a little bit, changes the monotony of training, and just hits different energy systems in different ways you wouldn't normally hit it through weight training or through a barbell or through calisthenics. But incorporating all of that smartly on a day-by-day, week-to-week basis will definitely help with the gains, right? So you just got to be smart with it as well. You can't just think you can do everything all in one day and weight train in the morning and run later on and go hit the pads and do jiu-jitsu or whatever the case may be, and then get thousands of reps after that. It's not, your body's gonna break down. You can't do it that way. Right? You got to be smart with how you do things, or how you break them up, or how you incorporate it in your week-to-week training regimen. And you want to include rest. I rest once a week. I train 6 days a week. I've always done this. It has worked for me. Sometimes I listen to my body and take additional rest days, you know, resting twice a week. I've rest up to three days a week. But typically I would train 6 days a week, and 1 day out of the week I would rest. Complete rest day. No training, no running, no active recovery, just a complete rest. Because that's really where the magic happens. When you rest, your body absorbs all of that training, if you will, right? So you want to put in the work, but you want to reap the benefits of the work that you put. So you want to make sure you incorporate those rest days, or that rest day. You don't want to work out 7 days a week. that's gonna do more harm than good. Yeah, so strength train anywhere between 3 to 5 days a week. Calisthenics, same thing, anywhere between 3 to 5 days a week. Right now I'm currently running
What do you say?
about 3 to 4 days a week, right? And I'll do martial arts 2 to 3 days a week at the moment, right? And then you want to vary the intensities of what it is that you're doing. You can't go all out max effort on everything every single day. You got to listen to your body. Somebody almost died. That's New York City back there. You got to listen to your body and make sure that you are hitting the right intensities of what it is that you're doing during your training, aka, for example, or i.e. rather, like if you're lifting, you're not going to max out your squat or your bench every day. It's just not smart, right? You'll hit percentages or you'll hit something lighter, right? And then when you go for a run, you're not going to try to max out a 5K run or try to PR that, right? You'll hit it at a sustainable effort. Maybe some days you go a little harder, a little faster. Some days you slow it down a little bit, do a little more zone 2, a little steady state cardio. Same thing with the calisthenics, right? You guys seen me do high volume. I don't do high volume every single training session, though high volume is typically the base of what it is that I'm doing. But there are days where I do less volume, or there's days like today where I do a lot less volume and hit it for strength. So like dips today, I did sets of 12s, which, you know, for me 12s is like, you know, not a high number at all whatsoever. I've done up to 97 reps unbroken, so like 12s are very low, but I increased the load, right? So in that sense, the intensity increases. So I did heavy. What did I do today? I did 50 kilos, which is about 110 pounds, sets of 12s there, and then I did weighted pull-ups with 25 kilo plate, which is 55 pounds, right? And I did that again, lower volume, but hitting that strength threshold, right? So you want to be smart with your training, hit different modalities, hit different intensities, vary the intensity, and all of that comes through smart programming. For me, it just comes from years of being in the game and understanding how my body works and what my body what my body wants, how it performs well, and just also listening to my body. Sometimes I have higher volume on the schedule, on the program. Let's say I got a high volume calisthenics day, but you know, my body's not feeling it. I might change it up a little bit. Maybe I'll do a little more conditioning or steady state cardio and save it for the next day so that I can then hit the calisthenics harder and reap the benefits of that, right? So you want to be smart with your training. You want good programming. You don't want to just like randomize things. Nonetheless, no matter what, consistency is key. Wake up, get it in, eat some good food, go to sleep, recover, wake up again the next day and do it all over. Right? As always, follow me on the gram, Fitness Phenom 21. Right? I'll keep posting workouts for you guys. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys are working on or what you want to see. Now we're going to go coach. We're going to coach the coaches here at the fort. They in there. We're going to educate the people. Let's get it. Let's level up. Let's say hi to everybody. Hey.